All right, 1.1.2, we have another quadratic equation, and that equation is 4x squared plus 3x minus 5 equal to 0. So in order to solve this equation, we also have to factorize. And to factorize this type of quadratic equation, we have to multiply the coefficient of x squared and the constant. So that means it's 4 and 5. So what is 4 multiplied by 5? We get a 20. And then with the 20 we have to find factors of 20. Factors of 20 we have 1 and 20. We have 2 and 20. Oh, sorry. I meant to say 10. We also have 5 and 4. So with these factors we have to use a 1 pair, which will give us an answer of a positive 3 when we add the two factors together. So which of these can we use? There is no pair of factors that we can use here, because none of them can give us an answer of positive 3 when we add them together. So that means that this quadratic equation cannot be factorized. So what do we do when a quadratic equation cannot be factorized? We use the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So our quadratic formula has a, b, and c, which are unknown values. So where do we get these values of a, b, and c? Alright, let us start with the value of a. The value of a is given by the coefficient of x squared. So what's the coefficient of x squared here? It is the 4. So the value of a will be the value of a will be 4. And for the value of b is given by the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x here is 3, or a positive 3. And for b, we will substitute with the positive 3. Then with the c, the value of c is given by the constant. So the constant here is negative 5 or minus 5. So with this, let us go and substitute into our quadratic formula. So x is equal to minus b. B is positive 3, plus or minus. Never forget this plus or minus. That means we are going to get two answers for x, or two values of x. So make sure that you always keep this plus or minus. So the square root of b squared is a positive 3, minus 4a is the coefficient of x squared, which is 4. And then c. Here we have the constant, which is negative 5, over 2a. This one is the coefficient of x squared, and that is 4. So x is equal to, this is negative 3 plus or minus. I'm going to say it again. Never forget this plus or minus. The square root of 3 squared is 9, minus 4 multiplied by 4, that is 16. 16 multiplied by negative 5, that is an 80, over 8. So x is equal to negative 3 plus or minus the square root of, oh sorry, I forgot to put the negative 8 here, because 4 multiplied by 4 is 16, and 16 multiplied by negative 5, that is negative 80. So here it's going to be 9 minus negative 80. So with 9 minus negative 80, we're going to have a 9 plus 80. 9 plus 80, that is 89 over 8. So because we have plus or minus, so for the first value of x, we are going to use the plus. So x is equal to negative 3 plus. We're no longer using plus or minus. So the square root of 89 over 8, or x is equal to, for the second value of x, we are now going to use the minus. So negative 3 minus. Again, we are no longer using plus or minus. For the second value, it's the minus, the square root of 89 over 8. So now we have this. So x is equal to that. We're going to punch that in our calculators, or x is equal to that. So let us punch this in our calculators and see what answers we get. And remember, we have to give our answers correct to 2 decimal places. So let us punch this in our calculators. We have negative 3 plus the square root of 89 over 8 equal to 0.804. Remember, we have to give our answers correct to 2 decimal places, so that means we are going to have a 0.80. So here we will have 0.80. And then for the second value of x, let us punch again into our calculators and see what we get. Negative 3 minus the square root of 89 over 8. We have negative 1.554. Yes, correct to 2 decimal places, that is negative 1.55. So that is negative 1.55. So that is how we solve our x in this quadratic equation. X is equal to 0.80 or x is equal to negative 1.55. Alright, up next is 1.1.3.